In the digital age, one wrong click can cost you everything. And sometimes the person on the other end isn't just a stranger, it's a genius who knows exactly how to take everything you've built and make it disappear. This is the story of Sierra Kincaid, a 24-year-old tech prodigy from Columbus, Ohio, whose brilliance turned into America's nightmare. A self-taught programmer, a rising star in tech circles, and ultimately, one of the most wanted cybercriminals in US history. Cut to montage of flashing news headlines. Yes, it all started here, in the heart of America, and would stretch across continents, shake the very foundations of trust in banking systems, and leave thousands of US citizens penniless. Sierra Kincaid wasn't born into wealth or privilege. She grew up in Columbus, raised in a quiet, middle-class neighborhood, by her mother, a nurse, and her father, a small business owner. Sierra had 3 older brothers, all athletic and outgoing, while she was the quiet one, introverted, curious, obsessed with computers. From a young age, she was different. While others played outside, Sierra was dissecting old laptops, teaching herself how to code, and exploring the endless possibilities of the digital world. By the time she was 15, she had already built her first website and coded a basic e-commerce platform from scratch. Her high school, Westfield STEM Academy, had a modest computer lab. But Sierra made it her sanctuary. She spent hours after school experimenting with Python, Java, and HTML, teaching herself cybersecurity, blockchain fundamentals, and eventually exploring the dark corners of the internet, places where most teenagers never dared to go. By 18, she had gained recognition in local hackathons and small tech circles. Friends called her the quiet genius, but no one imagined just how far that genius could go, or how dangerous it could become. Sierra's rise into tech stardom coincided with a world rapidly moving online. Remote work, virtual banking, and digital communications became the norm. While others were distracted by TikTok trends and social media drama, Sierra was building something else. Around 2019, she connected with Marcus Caldwell, a savvy hacker from Atlanta, with a network that spanned the US and West Africa. Together, they formed a cybercrime syndicate, targeting American businesses, municipal accounts, and eventually government agencies. At first it was small, fake invoices, phishing emails, cloned websites. But as Sierra's skills sharpened, so did the scale of the operation. They began siphoning hundreds of thousands of dollars from small businesses across Ohio, Kentucky, and beyond. Sierra's online persona began to take shape. She called herself Tech Queen Sierra on social media. Glamorous photos, luxury cars, trips to Miami, New York, Los Angeles, all funded by stolen money. People admired her, they envied her. And all the while the FBI had begun noticing patterns. By 2020, the syndicate had grown into a well-oiled machine. Sierra specialized in creating spoofed government websites, perfectly cloned portals designed to trick US citizens and employees into handing over sensitive credentials. Once they had access, the team would drain accounts through a maze of transfers, disguising the money as legitimate business transactions. In less than a year, they siphoned millions, targeting COVID-19 relief funds, municipal accounts, and private citizens. Their biggest hits included $965,000 stolen from a Kentucky government bank account, $330,000 in another fraudulent transfer, totaling nearly $1.3 million in just a few months. Sierra traveled across the globe, posting pictures of herself in Dubai, Paris, Rome, and Amsterdam, making it seem like she was simply living a tech entrepreneur's dream. Nobody suspected the truth, but the FBI was quietly connecting the dots. Every transaction, every website, every post on social media was being monitored. They knew someone with Sierra's skill set was behind a growing string of sophisticated online scams. Despite the criminal empire she was building, Sierra tried to maintain a veneer of normalcy. She attended local tech meetups in Columbus, volunteered at youth coding workshops, and kept in touch with old school friends. Her family noticed changes too. Her mother, Karen Kincaid, often commented on how focused Sierra had become. "She's always on her computer," Karen said in an interview years later. "Sometimes I worried she was too smart for her own good." Sierra's brothers were proud, but a bit wary. They didn't know the full extent of her online activities, only that she was making moves in tech. But even in private, she documented everything online. Instagram stories of meals at high-end restaurants, TikTok videos showing new coding projects, tweets teasing tech secrets and collaborations. The more she posted, the more she drew attention, not just from admirers, but from law enforcement. The FBI's cybercrime division first took notice of unusual patterns in late 2020. Complaints from Kentucky businesses about missing funds, followed by reports of phishing scams targeting COVID-19 relief funds, caught their attention. Agent Rebecca Martinez, a veteran of the FBI's cybercrimes unit, led the investigation. "We noticed a pattern," she said in a briefing. "Accounts were being drained systematically, but the trail was complex. Whoever was doing this knew what they were doing." The FBI began mapping digital footprints, tracing IP addresses and monitoring transactions. They discovered Sierra's cloned websites mimicked government portals almost perfectly. Her syndicate used shell companies and multiple accounts to launder money. Transfers often went through overseas banks before returning to U.S. accounts. By early 2021, the investigation had escalated. Every social media post, every online interaction, every travel photo became evidence. Sierra's carefully curated image as Tech Queen Sierra was starting to unravel. Sierra's operations weren't limited to the US. She traveled extensively: Dubai, attending tech conferences and meeting foreign contacts; Paris and Rome, posting luxury photos on Instagram; Amsterdam and London, networking with other cyber experts. The FBI tracked her through visa records, hotel bookings, and public social media posts. Each trip corresponded with a spike in fraudulent activity in specific US states. Even as she flaunted her lifestyle, her online presence provided clues. Photos of luxury cars, designer bags, and exotic locations helped agents triangulate her movements. Every like and share became part of the investigation. In July 2023, Sierra posted a tweet that would become her undoing: "Countries I've blessed with my presence." The tweet went viral, garnering millions of views. Photos of her travels, Dubai, Paris, London, Rome, Amsterdam, drew attention from the FBI. Investigators began connecting her global movements with US financial anomalies. A major breakthrough came when they traced multiple phishing campaigns to servers linked to Sierra and Marcus Caldwell. It became clear, Sierra wasn't just a social media influencer, she was a mastermind, orchestrating multi-million-dollar fraud from the comfort of her laptop. By April 2024, a grand jury indictment was issued, charging Sierra with internet fraud, money laundering, conspiracy to defraud the US government. The FBI staged a careful takedown. They waited for her to travel to New York City, where she believed she was attending a tech event. Instead, she walked into the hands of law enforcement. Sierra and Marcus Caldwell were arrested in a quiet Manhattan apartment. Devices were seized, bank accounts were frozen, and suddenly America's tech queen was a federal prisoner. The arrest sparked social media frenzy. Americans debated: should talent like Sierra's be celebrated or condemned? How could someone so young manipulate complex systems for personal gain? What does this mean for cybersecurity in the US? Local businesses breathed a sigh of relief. But the story was far from over. Sierra's actions had caused lasting damage to trust in government programs and digital banking systems. Her story became a cautionary tale. Brilliance without ethics can destroy lives, not just the perpetrators but countless innocent victims. Sierra faces a Class B felony, meaning up to 20 years in federal prison, heavy fines, potentially 20% of stolen funds, forfeiture of assets including luxury items and overseas accounts. Parole may be possible with good behavior, but her life has been irrevocably changed. Her legacy is a mix of admiration, fear, and scandal, a young genius whose choices led her from promise to infamy. Sierra Kincaid's story is a reminder that talent and ambition without integrity can become dangerous weapons. It's a story of genius, deception, and the power of law enforcement to protect the innocent. In the end, brilliance is wasted if it's used to harm. And while Sierra may have dazzled the world with her skills, the law ensured that justice caught up. Subscribe for more true crime stories that uncover the hidden truths behind headlines, revealing the human drama that no one else tells.